Right. In the studio right now to break down the razor-thin Harris County races, Lena.
Hey, thank you. And you know what? I do it not alone. We have Mark Jones with Rice University poli-sci professor with us again for yet another hour here. You know what? Nationwide, control of Congress still on a razor's edge, still undecided. But we know a lot about our home state of Texas here. One of the things that you flagged is that Texas is a red state, and we know that by looking at the results at the top of the ballot.
Right. Greg Abbott won by a double digit. You'll be probably 12 points, 11 points. Ken Paxton, Dan Patrick, all the Republicans. It's another statewide sweep dating back to 1996. Republicans have won every statewide election in Texas, and 2022 is no exception.
Does it say anything to you that the margin was so vast and so wide between Abbott and O'Rourke? A lot of people were thinking this one might be a lot closer than what it actually turned out to be.
I think for Beto O'Rourke, his ill-fated presidential bid in 2020 soured his image in the minds of many Texans, and then he was essentially struggling against the Biden administration, which, while seemingly not that unpopular outside of Texas, is unpopular inside Texas.
And I do want to point out, too, you called this race 10, 15 minutes before, the AP and Fox News, so because you have such a close eye on what's going on here locally. Let's talk about Commissioner's Court. There has been an impasse when it comes to the budget. Lena Hidalgo, and then we had 2 Democrats, 2 Republicans. Now we're down to just 1 Republican, it looks like, on the court.
Right. Last night, Jack Cagle lost in Precinct 4. Adrian Garcia was reelected in Precinct 2. Lena Hidalgo reelected as county judge. Democrats will now have a 4-to-1 majority on Commissioner's Court, meaning they're going to be able to pass whatever budget they want. The ability of Republicans to block it via not providing quorum, that's going to disappear in the coming year.
Even though the deadline for the budget already passed?
Well, no, that budget's set.
Okay.
It'll be for future budgets.
Okay, gotcha. And then with the Harris County judge, I know it hasn't been called yet, even though with 99% of the precincts calling it in. You are calling that one for Lena Hidalgo.
Lena Hidalgo is going to win. Alex Mueller came close in a county where a Democrat starts off with about an 8-point advantage. But in the end, Lena Hidalgo and Harris County Democrats did a great job getting their people to the polls on Election Day in particular, and that proved to be the difference, not only for the county judge race, but pretty much every other judicial race on the ballot. All those Democratic judges look like they're going to stay in office. What
about the fact that Harris County is traditionally Democrat? Does it surprise you at all that Mueller was able to close in as much as she did?
She did do a good job, and Harris County Republicans really did a good job in terms of mobilizing voters and also providing support. It'd be like Beto losing by 2 points at the statewide level. In the end, Mueller lost. Republicans gave it a good effort, but this was probably the Republicans' best hope of trying to take back control of Harris County. I think going forward, it's going to be tougher sledding.
Any signals that you see for 2024, especially now that Texas is going to be an even bigger player now with 40 electoral votes, and we have more representatives in the House now with 38 members now?
Well, I think the big race there will be the U.S. Senate race against who the Democrats are going to recruit to run against Ted Cruz.
Oh, yeah, because that time around we will be players. This time we were in the Crawford boxes with no senators on the ballot this time. What are you watching in the next 30 seconds? What should people be on the eye out for the rest of the day today?
Well, really, we're looking national for control of the U.S. Senate. It's going to boil down to Georgia, Nevada, and Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania was won by Democrats, which means for Republicans to keep control or to take control of the Senate, they need to both. Adam Laxalt needs to win in Nevada, and then in the runoff on December 6th, Herschel Walker will need to defeat Raphael Warnock. In the U.S. House, it's really close. It's probably one party is going to end up with a majority of about 220.
Okay, so if it does come down to Georgia and the runoff, we won't know until next month. Hey, thank you for your time yet again and your breakdown. Such a razor-eye focus on our local races. Appreciate your knowledge, my friend.
Thank you.